The Carolina Weather Group with an update on tropical storm soon to be Hurricane Idalia. Here you can see the National Hurricane Center's official forecast for this Monday morning. It's forecast to strengthen into a hurricane, potentially a major hurricane, before making landfall on the Gulf Coast of Florida come Wednesday morning. That M means that it's going to be a major hurricane, at least a category 3. You can see here from Tropical Tidbits how the model runs show the intensification, the rapid intensification forecast with the storms because of not only the warm waters, but the hot waters in the Gulf of Mexico. Taking a look here at the winds, you can see the probability of where some of the worst winds will be. This is tropical storm strength probability that will extend not only through Florida, but portions of Georgia, South Carolina, and maybe even into portions of North Carolina. This is when those tropical storm strength winds are forecast to first arrive. But it's not just the winds that we need to pay close attention to, especially here in the Carolinas. It's going to be the rain. We have heavy soaking storms scattered across the Carolinas today on Monday and on Tuesday, not associated with this storm, and then tropical strength rain, heavy moisture coming in associated with this storm. By the time we look ahead to Wednesday and Thursday, you can see along the coast of the Carolinas, we could see anywhere from 4 to 6, maybe locally 8 to 10 inches of rain, depending on where these bands set up. So for us, it's going to be a heavy rain and a flooding event, a moderate risk of flooding this week in the Carolinas. This map in particular kind of shows the risk of flooding over the course of the next few days associated with this storm and the rain that's going to soak everything before it. So if you look here at the GFS model, you can see that landfall somewhere in that big bend of Florida, really anywhere along that Gulf Coast, is still in play as we look ahead to Wednesday. And if we shift this view into the Carolinas, you can get an idea of what this is going to look like closer to home. Again, scattered soaking rains the next 2 days associated with a cold front, not the storm. That's going to soak things up. And then as we creep ahead into later Wednesday, we'll start to see the first rains associated with Idalia moving into the Carolinas. The actual area of circulation could be somewhere maybe along the coast, off the coast, still to be determined. And then those soaking rains closer to the actual circulation, probably somewhere maybe to the east of Interstate 77, maybe closer to the shore. All of that is still to be determined and in play as we go through Thursday, and then eventually it does move out as we look ahead to Friday. So again, one more time, a look at the official National Hurricane Center forecast. Let's talk a little bit about that cone, right? That cone, that's not the extent of the impacts. That's the area where the center of circulation could be. So if this were to, for example, come over Columbia, that's where the center of circulation was come Thursday, that would shift a lot of the heavier rain, a lot of the impacts further west, further inland, bringing areas like Greenville, Spartanburg, Asheville, and Charlotte more into play. If this were to swing further to the east, say along the coast or even offshore, that moves some of the impacts closer to the shore. Regardless, we're all in the Carolinas for heavy rain the next few days, localized flooding, and the biggest stress on flooding is going to be along that Carolina coast, because when you combine the forecasted high tides with this tropical system, we could be looking at some pretty significant coastal flooding over the course of the next few days. Stay with the Carolina Weather Group social channels right here on YouTube for updates on this storm, and we'll have live streaming radar throughout the week on our YouTube channel so you can track the storms and stay alert as the National Weather Service issues those life-saving warnings. For now, I'm James Brierton. Thanks for watching. Talk to you again real soon.